Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing an unboxing and review video for the 1 to 200 scale Gundam TR-1 Hazel. So first off, this kit as well as the Hazel 2 were both given to me by a friend. I guess it's probably pretty obvious that I'm a big fan of Advance of Zeta, and so he wanted to give me these two kits. They're both in the same series, the 1 to 200 scale series. These were before Bandai made their HGUC kits. These kits were made by Hobby, Dengeki Hobby magazine. And Dengeki Hobby magazine actually still owns the rights to Advance of Zeta. That's why we don't get any more Advance of Zeta kits. Anyway, these were the first Hazel, the first Advance of Zeta kits that you could get. Anyway, so this is a really small scale, really simple kit. It's 1 to 200 scale here. So we got just some really cool, nice box art here on the front. For this, it's just one of those magazine pack-ins. This was just in with the Dengeki Hobby magazine. So you can see this is number 01 in the line. Of these in this series, some of them are 1 to 200 scale, some of them are 1 to 400 scale. Here you can see other ones in the line. The second one is the Bigwig, which I have done a video on that one. The third one is the Hazel 2, which I will also do a video on, also got that. And then the other one is the TR3 Khar, the Advanced Khar. I did a video on that a long time ago. I painted up that kit. That was one of the very early on in my YouTube channel. You can go back and check that out if you want. But the Bigwig and the Khar are numbers 2 and 4. Those are in 1 to 400 scale, really tiny. But the Hazel 1 and Hazel 2 are both in 200 scale. So there's a couple pictures what that's going to look like when it's all painted up with a lot of work, because obviously this is all molded in just one color, white. On the back of the thing is where you get the instructions. So here you can get a sense of how simple the construction is going to be. Like the head is just 3 parts, the arm is just a few parts there, just a few parts for the legs. It does have a good amount of accessories though. I mean, it has the 1 rifle and it has the 2 shields and then the backpack and all of that. So pretty good amount of like actual detail and accessories you get with this. In terms of what you can actually do with those accessories, it's going to be very limited because it's pretty much just a fixed pose kit. It's not really going to have a whole lot in terms of articulation. So here is all that we get here, just basically kind of 1 1/4 runners there. So first up, runner A1 is actually this little guy here. You can see there's like the ammo packs. I think these are parts like for the upper arms and arms. Here you can see the marking is 1 to 200 Hazel Kai there, actually, for that. And then runner A2. So it's actually 3 shields that you can get. With this, here is a tiny little head for the Gundam there. And then like the chest, torso pieces. So you can see like the torso and skirts all like molded all together. Just a front and back like that. So really, really simple. But really nice detail in there. And then there's the shields. And of course those are going to be just hollow on the insides. But still, so here's the year. I was wondering when this was produced. It was 2004. So this is actually made by Bandai, but it was in like conjunction with Dengeki Hobby magazine. So from 2004 is when this was made. So that is it for taking a look at the runners. I will now just snap this up and I'll come back and show you guys the review. Alright, so here's how it's going to look when it's all snapped up. And one thing you're probably going to notice, which is going to be kind of my biggest fear with this kit, is all of these seam lines. And of course, just being such a really simple kit, it's going to have a lot of seams. So pretty much everywhere has seam lines except for maybe the feet, which is nice. But so that's going to be tricky. Some parts definitely a little trickier than others. So like the arms, it's all pretty simple. The shoulders should be relatively simple. The torso probably won't even really bother too much with that. It's like the seams on the sides of the body, there's a panel line there. The side skirts are hidden underneath the ammo packs there, and then the top of the chest, it's kind of like just looks like a detail there. But head also, I don't know, yeah, I guess I'll bother with that. The legs though are going to be the most troublesome, and I think in the backpack part, the main part of the backpack connected to the mobile suit is fine, but then the pod there on top, has the seam line on that. And the reason why the legs and the pod, the seam line on those is going to be the most difficult is because the seam is running through some like really highly detailed areas. So though that's going to be a little trickier. So I don't know, there's going to be a little bit of work to that, but we'll see. Overall, the details are really, really nice, and the details, proportions, everything, it looks really super cool, even just as it is now before we've done any painting on it. So I think it's going to look really super nice when it's all done. The articulation, I mean, there's a little bit there. I'll show you that just here in a moment, but basically this is how you're going to have it, just kind of standing there. I'm sure you're not really going to be trying to do too much of any kind of posing with it. You could, I suppose, a little bit, but not really a whole lot. So let me give you a look at some of the articulation. So also, this had a safety nubs on the V-fin. Gone ahead and sanded those down so the V-fin is nice and sharp now. The head can look up. Actually, really nice articulation there. It can look really far up and really far down there. That's fine. And then side to side, no problems with the articulation of the head. The shoulders are on a ball joint. So if you pull it off the ball joint a little bit, just give you a little bit of a gap there, then I guess you could move those a little bit more. But I mean, that's pretty much it. The arm will move up, let's see, to about there before it pops off the ball joint, to really only about to there. So that's pretty much the extent of how high those arms are going to move up. You'll notice that is uneven. The two sides of the upper arm there, that part is uneven. That's just my mistake. It's not actually that uneven. I have those parts swapped. I need to take that apart later whenever I go to paint it and swap those parts. One of them is backwards. Just make sure you follow the instructions. Elbow is going to be about 90 degrees bend there. The wrist is on, it's a ball joint, but you're not really going to have any movement except for just a rotation there at the wrist. No articulation at all in the waist, since the waist, the middle section, and the waist and the torso are molded together. In the thighs, those are just on a ball joint, so we have a little bit of rotation at the top, just whatever you can get out of that ball joint, not much. Spread to the side is going to be about to there before you're hitting the limit of that. Knee bend, you got, again, just under 90 degrees, almost 90 degrees there. Again, here is where that seam line is going to be bad. You can see because it runs through these fins on the back and then through those vents on the front of the knee, so that's going to be troublesome. These ankle armor is just molded together to that. The feet are actually, there is a left and right side, because you can see in that track where it fits, there's a little bit more space for the ball joint to move to the side. That's so that you can get a nice bend of the ankle like that, so it'll sit nice and flat with the legs spread a little bit. So that's actually quite nice. The ankle movement otherwise will be down and up that much. So the ankle is actually kind of nice just out of that simple ball joint. The backpack, you'll have the pod here that just points down. That's for you to attach the shield, one of the shields, onto the backpack if you want. So again, overall articulation, there's some there, but not really going to be a whole lot. So as far as our options for parts for this, we have 3 of these shields. Now there's a little bit of detail on the side there. On the front, just pretty nice, simply detailed here, just very empty though on this side, so not really a whole lot to look at on that side, but on the front they look pretty okay. We have 2 connection parts. Those are specific for the left and right arm. So one will plug onto the left arm, one will plug onto the right arm, and then the other one, you just fold down the pod on the backpack, and the other one plugs into the backpack like that. They're pointing up, and there are the shields mounted onto that. And then we do also have one beam rifle here, again very thin but nicely detailed here, that just fits onto the hand. Very simple, and that's it. For a quick size comparison here for you guys, here he is with the 1/144 scale Gundam local type, which is going to be your average height for a 1/144 scale kit, around 18 meters tall that Gundam is. So you can see it's going to be coming up to about the waist section of a regular HG or RG 1/144 scale kit, so that's pretty small. And just to demonstrate the articulation a bit here, I've got him in a little bit of a pose here, so you can see you can do some posing with this, but of course there's nowhere to attach any action base on it. You'd have to just drill up into the crotch there pretty easy, and there's actually a small little circular detail that would act actually as a really good guide. You just drill right into there and you've got an action base connection. But yeah, that would be really simple to do if you wanted to have it posed. If you wanted to have something different from just the regular standing pose. But yeah, I gotta say, even in just such a simple basic pose, it looks pretty dang good. But I think the Hazel Gundam is one that's just gonna pretty much just look good anyway, ever. It's just such a really cool design. Anyway, so that's pretty much it for this. Just thank you once again, Donovan, for sending me this, as well as the Hazel 2, which I'll be taking a look at after this, which is also really cool. So this has been the 1/200 scale Hazel Gundam. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any other questions or comments, go ahead and leave those down below. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.